So we know we have a lot of data, and we know you've told us that we're able to get data in a lot of different places. I'm wondering specifically, how do we figure out, we have all of these things. We know all of these things about our customers. We know all these things about the companies they work at and what they've done. How do we determine what we're going to do with our lead scoring and our lead routing? How do you choose what data we use that makes a good lead or that makes someone we might send to our sales team? And then how do you get it in the systems that the sales team might use to talk to these people?
Yeah, this is a popular question, I'd say. One that we tried to solve really complicatedly. I don't think that's a word, but one that we over-engineered when we first started this. And the thing that I would recommend and that we've now done is we've reduced the number of data points that we consider when we're looking at, is this a good lead or not? And so the first thing is we use a tool called MadKudu. It's sort of our little data science engine. It works for us to kind of take all the attributes that we've said these are important and scores leads in real time for us and gives us a sense of who's important. And it's, medium, good, very good. And then based on that data is all in Salesforce in real time, and we route those leads to our sales team. So we've kept it very simple. At first to start, because we have a large sales team that's hungry for leads, and if your team is capable of handling the leads, then your lead scoring needs to be less sophisticated, in my opinion. But obviously, as the company grows and your lead volume increases, and you want your sales team to be more efficient, you need to make your lead score continue to help prioritize those leads. So we're getting to the point now where lead scoring is going to be increasingly more important as we scale up and increase the number of leads and aren't growing our sales team at the same rate.
How often do we update the scoring, or is that something that we do manually? I'm wondering if we have these classifications of medium and good and very good, do we look at these 6 months later, 12 months later from the time someone becomes a lead and say, yes, the very good has performed the best and generated the most amount of customers or the most amount of revenue, and that's always higher than the good and that's always higher than the medium? Like, do we keep the scoring formula and everything like up to date, so whoever's marked the highest is actually most likely to have the best result?
Yes and no. So it's something that we monitor and we make sure the score stays within a certain performance rating. But obviously, as the company grows and our segmenting changes and who we're going after changes, our historical data does not look great when we haven't, for example, we may be moving more into an enterprise, right? Historically, we haven't worked with enterprises, so the data is going to suggest that enterprise companies score lower than non-enterprise companies. So sometimes you just have to override the data and you just have to put in your new attributes. And so we're actually at a point right now where we're going to need to do that as we're changing our targeting and we're shifting slightly for different types of companies. So the data for the first little while is going to look like goods and very goods potentially aren't performing as well as we're learning this. And that's just something we have to be comfortable with. But yeah, we hope the model stays within a certain performance threshold, and that's something that I do monitor fairly regularly, that it is hitting our acceptable level. But yeah, as you change and historical data is not up to date, you're not going to get performance numbers that make any sense.